Get that together. Get it together. Here's my problem. If you're saying it's Tua, then that means you actually thinking about keeping Mike McDaniels past this season. Oh, it's the quarterback. It's not the coach. It's the GM. It's not the coach. Really? That's what we doing? So you just gonna bypass the head coach and touch on other layers while his brother gets to sit up there and keep his job with that product looking like that? Nah. All of them. Everybody goes. Everybody goes. Y'all ain't worth a damn. It doesn't mean I'm Stephen Ross now. Y'all ain't worth a damn. Look at how y'all looking out there. Ain't none of y'all asses are safe. And let me tell you something, they gonna feel it. Because it's hard to leave a place like Miami. It's hard. You don't want to just go. You don't want to just get shifted. You don't want to just get shifted. Do you understand? Some cold.
Don't go to Cleveland.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. Yeah. You in Miami. You in Miami, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot. You understand? To just get up and to have to look. I ain't even bring up the weather. I ain't bring up the weather.
The decoration.
I didn't bring up no state income taxes. I ain't bring up none of that. I just said Miami. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I said. You got to get up and go because your team can't perform? Oh, them brothers don't want to leave? Them brothers don't want to leave? You're going to bypass everybody. You're going to just go through everybody else, but you're going to leave the head coach there. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I just think this tries to send a message that we're not going to change everything right now, right? That we want some level of stability within that building. If Chris Grier goes, who's right now making the decisions, and now you get the head coach out as well, there's no stability in any sort of leadership. We saw with Brian Callahan in Tennessee, the GM was just hired, right? So he stays, Brian Callahan's out. You get an interim coach, and you try to evaluate your coaches, you try to evaluate your staff, evaluate your team. I think for Miami, Stephen Ross has made the decision. We want a different decision maker at the top of this because during the season, other than small acquisitions outside of the trade deadline, the general manager isn't involved in the everyday workings of what this football team and the product it is that it puts out on the field. And so I believe that's why the decision was made. They'll evaluate everybody as the process goes on. And as we know, like we talked about Jerry Jones, just because they say it is, don't mean it is.
I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at this schedule.
We got to go.
They could lose. I hope they lose every day.
This is our guy. Is it really? Okay, I can win with him, but if it comes to what we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks, now when we have staff meetings, somebody gonna always say it like this: your boy. Whoever your boy is, you have to win with it and lose with it as well.
Well, I think the first thing, this is just the start of changes for the Miami Dolphins. However Stephen Ross chooses to let people go or fire people or agree to part ways, I believe this is just the beginning. And Chris Grier is someone I've had many conversations with about the methodology in building a team, about the way he tries to construct a roster. And on top of that, is actually just a genuinely good man. Mm-hmm. But this is a success business, right? This is a production-based business. And this team wasn't producing. And whether or not it's Mike McDaniel, whether or not it's Tua Tagovailoa, all of those things are your choices. To extend Mike McDaniel was your choice. To extend Tua Tagovailoa was your choice. And so to start at the top and begin to search for the next general manager that can lead this team into the offseason is what Stephen Ross chose to do. And you better bet that next general manager is going to make a different decision about the head coach. And after the head coach, you're going to make a decision about the quarterback. This is a process. And if you're Stephen Ross, your decision has to be, how much do I want to change about this team right away? Do I want to go into next week without a general manager and without a head coach? Or do I want to go into the next week with a head coach that can see if he can at least right the ship from a leadership position in our locker room so we can at least evaluate our players throughout the rest of the season?
Adam Schefter's all over this right now. Dolphins senior personnel executive Champ Kelly will lead the Dolphins' decisions leading up to and past Tuesday's NFL trade deadline per sources. Kelly is their new interim GM. They're going to go into Tuesday's trade deadline with Kelly making key decisions among key trade candidates Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Matthew Judon.
Here's the sad part. The man has been the general manager since 2016. Mm-hmm. They've been to the playoffs 3 times. They've lost all 3 playoff games. He's been with the organization since 2000. Started out as a scout and worked his way up. Got to give that man respect for that. But here we are, 25 years later, from him starting out as a scout at the Miami Dolphins. And this team is nosediving, and he the first to go. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That's all I'm trying to say. It just does. I don't like it. Again, this is a success-oriented business. You can't fault the decision on the part of Stephen Ross, okay? If you Stephen Ross and you insisted that they draft Tua instead of Justin Herbert, guess what? You need to get from that microphone and own some culpability as well.
Yeah.
All right? But I just find it hard to stomach that watching these dudes, that we sit up here and we look at Mike McDaniel still having the job as the head coach. I just find it hard to stomach.
Breaking news out of the NFL, the Miami Dolphins and general manager Chris Greer have agreed to part ways, according to our own Adam Schefter. More on that in a little.